If the idea of doing wedding hair scares you, or you think to yourself, I can't do that, this video is for you. Welcome to my series. My name's Nicole. I've been in the beauty industry for over 20 years, and I'm here to share some knowledge with you. Today is not about techniques. It's about building a strong foundation so that your wedding business will run smoothly. Tip number 1, organize your year. If you are a hairstylist and you want to get into doing wedding hair, well, you already work in your business. So for someone who works in your business face-to-face with clients, it's very hard to work on your business behind the scenes. So take a look at your year. If you are thinking about offering weddings, when do you want to work? What weekends do you want to be available? Are you going to be working on holidays? When do you want to take vacation? Because when you are working in your business Monday to Friday, and you get an inquiry, a bride's like, hey, are you available on August 31st? You sometimes, if you're busy and you're like, yes, I want to take that wedding, it could fall on a holiday. That's happened to me multiple times early on in my career, because especially with weddings booking a year in advance, and I was like, oh man, like I didn't realize that was a holiday. So I take a look of my year, what weekends I want to work and what weekends I want to have off. And I sometimes book personal time too. Is something to think about. Because weddings are not just one day, they are prep, travel, and time out of your schedule. Tip number 2 is, who is your client? Who do you want to work with? You are not for everyone, and that is a good thing. There's always someone for everyone. Who is your client? What is their budget? What is their personality? What type of hair do you want to work on? Do you love natural or boho or big glamorous updos? Or do you love doing Hollywood waves? Or do you want to work editorial? You can really choose and pick whatever you want to focus on. Don't be scared thinking that you're going to be asked to do something that you don't know how to do. You can customize your business and only offer services that you are attracted to. You can try to be attractive to everyone, but saying yes to everyone and every bride will only lead to burnout. So take some time, sit down, and really think, who is your client? Tip number 3 are your client forms and your deposits, contracts, and your payment schedule. How do you want to set that up? For myself, I have a basic client form, 1 page. This is for myself, all the information that you need from the bride. And I have a 1-pager for kind of like a contract. It just outlines the deposits, how they work, the payments schedule and when it's due, and also if anyone wants to change any services, what is your policy on that? You don't want to be showing up the day of the wedding and you're scheduled to do 5 people and you show up and they say, oh no, there's only 4 people or there's only 3 people, like they're not going to get their hair done anymore. That is unacceptable to have that income planned and then show up and half the work is gone. So I always outline all of that in my forms. If you guys would like a blank copy, like kind of like I'll remove my logo and stuff like that, I can gladly share this with you as a template if you'd like. How you communicate with your brides is important too. Right from the day one when they email you and talk to you. A little tip also that I forgot to mention is, if you actually cannot stand weddings, then I don't suggest you go and work in the wedding industry, because I love weddings. I've always loved weddings, and the reason why I got into the industry is because I was doing my friend's hair, my hair for prom in high school, and I just love it so much. I love the energy. I love being there the day of. And unfortunately, if you do not like weddings, if you're like, I can't stand weddings, don't talk to me about the ring and don't talk to me about the engagement and whatever, I don't think that you should work in the wedding industry, because there's going to be lots of those conversations coming up, and you want to be there for the bride on their special day. You are the person doing the hair on a very special moment. And I'm telling you right now, once you do start working in the wedding industry and you do the finishing touches of an updo, and you put a pin in or a veil in or whatever it is, that moment clicks and things are happening because hair is done. Let's get dressed. And the excitement is there and it's so exciting. And you want to just be a positive person, a positive energy that day for the bride. So it's so exciting also to think about. But I'm sure if you're watching this video to begin with, then you must love weddings and you want to learn how to organize your wedding business and move forward there. And lastly, about deposits and payments. Be authoritative when you are talking to the bride and just lay out the payment structure. A lot of hairdressers feel uncomfortable talking about money and talking about payments. Get that out of the way in the beginning. These are my fees. This is how much the deposit is. And also communicate when you would like the final payment. You know, what payments do you take? Do you take cash only? Do you take email transfers? Do you offer credit cards? Also in the beginning, you can talk to your bride in the consultation, where I'll go through that in another video of more in depth about the consultation. But if a bride is not willing to sign a contract and not willing to send you a deposit to secure the date, then they are not your client and you can move on to the next one. Set your foot down and move on from there. Tip number 4, final tip of the video, is to build your hair kit. I have a separate hair kit for weddings. You want things to be organized. And if you're borrowing from one kit, which learn from my mistakes in the past, you know, I never had a separate kit, so I'd be borrowing something from the kit. You're going to forget to put it back in. And you're going to find out when you're at the wedding day and you're opening your bag and you're like, I have no bobby pins. So have a separate bag, have some tools set up for sanitation and disinfection. So these combs and the backcombing brush that I have and the clips, I have probably at least 20 of these, and probably 20 of these I've stocked up when there were sales, because it's easier the day of. If you're doing, say, 10 people's hair, you can't reuse the comb. It doesn't matter if they're family or friends. You don't want to be reusing the combs. And so I always have a separate section, usually a plastic bag or a plastic bin that's for my dirty implements. And I will work on the client and then I'll stack those away, bring out fresh stuff. So it's very easy to transition and work between clients and keep the timeline up. I'll do another video specifically breaking down my kit and the consultation forms, and I'll be posting one video a week, so I'm excited about that. These are 4 tips today to get you started on building your wedding business. I hope you enjoyed these 4 tips today. And yes, of course, technique matters, but structure is what will keep you confident, booked, and calm. In my next video, I'm going to be teaching the foundation of an updo and how to look at a picture and know what the client is really asking for. So subscribe if you love real, honest education about updos and not just pretty reels. Bye.